Welcome everyone. We'll get started in just a second. For anyone joining us who would like to hear the presentation in Spanish, go ahead and click on the link below. All righty, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone to our 8th grade pre-reg night. We apologize for the mishaps last week, and we hope that today's presentation is much more smooth and informative. So again, welcome to Chavez High School. We definitely have a lot of presenters tonight, a lot of information to give you. And so you'll be meeting different counselors, different admin, different students tonight. So that way you can have a full understanding of what happens here at Chavez High School. So tonight, some of the things that we're going to be going over are basically what's life like at Chavez. We are a comprehensive high school, so we have a vast array of programs and services, clubs, activities, academic programs, elective programs, sports, really just a variety of things. To where basically we can kind of accommodate, and we also have a variety of interests that can be accommodated. So tonight we'll go ahead and give you a tour of the school. You'll get a virtual tour. We'll go over your graduation requirements, what you need to actually have your high school diploma from Stockton Unified, as well as specialized programs, including AVID. And then you'll be able to get some information on how you'll be selecting your courses with your counselors. Also, for all of the incoming freshmen, so you are going to be the class of 2025. I know that sounds like it's so far away, but actually that is going to be here faster than you know. So we want to go ahead and get you connected with your class now. And so if you go ahead and follow this link for Google Classroom. It's also class code is at the bottom here. You can go ahead and get on and start getting information already. We have every class has a Google Classroom. And so that's where all of our information is pushed out when we're in person learning and in distance learning. All of, for example, the class of 2021 has stuff pushed out to them on a daily basis for all of the senior updates, different things you need to be planning for, looking for, everything from college applications to FAFSA to graduation events. So everything for you and as the class of 2025 will be pushed out to this Google Classroom. So you're welcome to join that now, and parents, you're welcome to join that as well. All right, so here at Chavez, we are CCHS. You will hear that on a regular. So what that actually stands for is not only Cesar Chavez High School, but being college ready, career bound, highly skilled and successful citizens. We really pride ourselves in making sure that when graduates leave here, that not only are they connected to their community, ready for the workplace, ready for college, but really to be successful citizens in our community, or if they choose to go outside of the community. We just want to make sure that they know that they are well prepared for life and that they are always going to be Titans, that once a Titan, always a Titan. So we're very much a tight-knit community that is here to prepare you. So with that, you can go ahead and go to the next slide. I pretty much went over that. So the world of high school is definitely a lot different than elementary school. As I mentioned, we are a huge campus. We're about 50 acres. So it's a huge location. When we have some people come to visit, they say, oh my gosh, this is like a college campus. And it's huge, it is, but that's what's so awesome about it is there's so much available to each student. So we definitely have more teachers. We have about 100 teachers on staff. We range between 22 and 2,400 students typically. We have a variety of classes, everything from intervention classes, if somebody's struggling with, let's say, math or English or something, all the way to honors classes, AP classes, and even college classes on campus. So we'll definitely be getting into that more as we get into the program. The one thing that's most important for you to know as a high schooler is you're in high school now. So definitely the independent responsibilities, making sure that from day one, you're realizing that every decision that you make, how you're spending your time, what you're doing with your actions, with your productivity, with attitude, with everything is all going to affect your future. So we want to make sure that we're in there with you, guiding you, talking you through all of this from jump. So make sure that probably the two most important things that you can do here, besides being connected to the campus and finding some good friends and some caring adults that can check in on you, is really making sure that you're staying on your grades and attendance. That they're super important, and that's the way that you graduate from high school successfully. So keep in mind that credits, you start earning them the very first week of school. When you start class, you start racking up points that first day. You start looking at standards and mastering those standards on the first day. So that's not something that's a catch up at the end. That's something that you work on each and every day starting on day one. And keep in mind, unlike elementary and middle school, if you don't pass a class, if you're not being successful in a class, you do have to retake that class over. So again, remember what I said about your productivity and how you're using your time and your effort and your energy, that all comes into play. So if you are a freshman and you are taking Algebra 1 in term 1 and you do not pass Algebra 1 in term 1, you're taking the same class in term 2, or as a sophomore or as a junior or whatever, you're taking that same class, probably the same teacher with the same book and the same requirements. So instead of spending 3 or 4 terms in that, you might as well knock it out in the first one. We do have a lot of opportunities for support. We have tutoring after school Monday through Thursday for an hour and a half a day with all of the core subjects. So there's absolutely no excuse to not get help. Not only can your teachers have office hours and help you, a lot of them provide tutoring even in lunches when we're in person, but definitely after school. We also have another program called Air Tutors that is new to us, and that basically provides evening and weekend support. So there is just a variety of resources out there. There's really no excuse to struggle on your own. Like, we're here to help. That's what we get. Some classes are harder than others. We get some things come more naturally to some people than others. So we're definitely here to help. We're here to support you and hold your hand through it. So next up, we have a tour of our campus.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Chavez High School. This is Tyson the Titan. Thank you for taking this tour with me today. We're going to start our tour coming down Windflower Lane, passing by the student parking lot, and ending up at the administration building. The administration building is the first building behind the main gates. It has 3 floors. The first floor of the A building houses our administration, which is where our principals are, the health office, the registrar, the attendance office, and our athletic director.
Hey students, I just want to say just a warm welcome. My name is Mr. Hesse. I am going to be the assistant principal over 9th grade. So when you come in next year, I will be your go-to assistant principal. So I want to give you the first welcome to Chavez. If you have any questions, any issues that come up, come find me. I'll help you out. I'll help you find either the right person to go to or the right resources for anything to make sure that you are successful for your high school, for all 4 of your high school years. So just come find me. My name is Mr. Hesse, and look forward to seeing you next year at Chavez.
Hello, future Titans. My name is Dr. Gann. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Chavez High School. Next year, I will be overseeing our sophomore class, but I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. So have a great Chavez day, and we'll see you in the fall.
Welcome, incoming freshmen, to Chavez High School. I'm Linda Roberts, Miss Roberts, and I am an assistant principal who is over the sophomores to be juniors next school year. But I do want to say I welcome all of you young freshmen to our campus and look forward to a wonderful start and seeing all of your awesome faces.
Hi, I'm Mr. Cobb. I am the assistant principal over seniors for next year. I'm also over athletics. If anybody wants to get involved, I just want to say welcome to Chavez, and hopefully we'll have a great working relationship. I have an open door policy. Come on in and talk to me anytime you feel like it.
Hi, I am Dr. Jackson. I am privileged to be the principal here at Chavez High School, so I kind of get to have my hands in everything, which means I will get to know lots of you, and hopefully we'll work together closely. Parents, kids, anybody is welcome to call me anytime because I am here to help.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Hughes. I am the program specialist here at Cesar Chavez High School. My job duties consist of the coordination of technology, so I distribute Chromebooks and hotspots to students, and I also distribute teacher technology. I'm looking forward to seeing you Titans on campus next year.
The second floor of the A building houses the Career Center. We have 2 guidance technicians in the Career Center who help students with scholarship research and career research. We also have an academic counselor's office, computers for students to use. There is a conference room for small group meetings, and a space for students to study. The Career Center is also where Plus forums happen and Chavez Connects meetings happen, as well as parent coffee hours and many other events. The third floor of the A building contains 2 classrooms. Currently, our CTE law classes are taught up there. It also contains the Wellness Center.
Hello, my name is Rosie Fernandez. I'm the Wellness Center Coordinator here at Chavez High School. Up here in the Wellness Center, we offer Tier 2 services. Tier 2 services include counseling, it includes mentoring, and it includes case management. The counseling services that we provide here in the Wellness Center are grief counseling, supportive counseling, anger management counseling, and substance abuse and smoking cessation.
Now that we've seen what's inside A building, let's head back outside. To the south of A building is D building. The D building contains the Social Science Department, a Delta classroom, Career Technical Education classes, also known as CTE, Specialized Academic Instruction classes, also known as SAI, and Academic Counseling offices. B, C, and E buildings all look very similar to D, so we're not going to go in them today on our tour. To the west of A building is E building. It contains the Math Department, CTE and SAI classrooms, and the World Language Department. One of the quickest ways to get to B and F buildings is to walk in between A and D buildings to the east. Straight ahead of us is B building. We'll come back to it in a few minutes. To the south of D building is F building. F building contains most of our performing arts department. All of the bands, choirs, drumline, color guard, drama, mariachi, orchestra, stagecraft, and video production all work and perform in this building. We are now inside the F building auditorium. All of our performing groups use this auditorium throughout the school year. Drama, mariachi, orchestra, choirs, bands, everybody. Stagecraft designed sets for this stage. Behind the A building to the east is the B building. The B building contains the science department, CTE classes, and the Tiny Titans, which is our preschool program. Behind the B building is the Tiny Titan drop-off zone, the SAI drop-off zone, and a playground for the Tiny Titans. Back inside campus, if you walk north between the A and B buildings, you'll come to the C and G buildings. The G building contains a number of CTE classrooms, journalism and yearbook, AVID, SAI classrooms, the speech pathologist's office, and the school psychologist's office. Leaving the G building heading west, we come to the C building. The C building contains the student store, the art department, student government and leadership, SAI classrooms, and science classrooms. As we head west past the C building, we come to the H building complex. H building contains food services, dance, the gym, locker rooms, the multi-purpose room, physical education, the textbook room, and the small weight room. The multi-purpose room is used for cheer practice, color guard practice, dances, badminton, lunch when the weather is bad, and many other events and services provided by Chavez. To the west of the multi-purpose room are the tennis courts, one of our locker rooms, and this is one of our dance classrooms. The main entrance to the gym is also on the west side of the multi-purpose room. Inside the gymnasium, we have exercise equipment and basketball and volleyball courts. Badminton games are also held in the gym. On the north side of the H building, we have another locker room, the small weight room, another dance room, and the textbook room. M Wing is the longest set of buildings on campus, and in M Wing we have the English department, SAI classes, the large weight room, and AVID classes. And that's our tour. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Tyson the Titan. I hope to see you all next year. In the meantime, have a great Chavez day.
All right, so that that was our campus tour. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just want to first say hello again. My name is Mr. Hesse. I am the assistant principal that will be over ninth graders. So guardians, parents, future ninth graders, it's nice to meet you again. Just wanted to draw your attention to the bottom of the screen real quick. If you want this presentation in Spanish, we can paste that link back into the chat if that's something that you're looking for. As of right now, I just want to jump back into the world of high school. So high school diploma, this is the key. This is your goal, is to get your high school diploma before you graduate. This piece of paper is going to move mountains for you. It's our whole goal is to help you get this diploma. We want you all to be successful. Admin, teachers, counselors, everyone at Chavez wants you to be so successful and get that diploma. So whatever we can do, however we can help, we want to do that. And some tips for success. First thing, we need you to be independent and responsible. So now you're going to be a high schooler. So that's kind of a big key, is to take that responsibility and know that you need to self-advocate. So what that means, like, if you need to talk to your counselor about your classes, you're going to have to contact your counselor. You're going to have to email your counselor, and you have to let them know, hey, I need to talk to you about my classes. It's your turn to take charge of your education and make sure that you are successful. So in order to do that, we got to get our homework done. We got to turn our papers and projects in on time. So those are really important tips. And in order to do that, you got to be organized. So you make sure that you want to set those goals for the future. So a way of doing that is making sure you pick your right CTE courses. We have some great CTE courses that we're going to talk about later in the presentation, as well as Delta classes that we'll talk about later in the presentation. So these are some great tips for success. We want to make sure that you guys are super successful here, and we do whatever we can to help you out. So let's talk about credit requirements. So for the class of 2025, these are your requirements. And just to point out that we are on a block schedule. All high schools for Stockton Unified are on a block schedule. And so what that looks like is this. So each class will run for one term, and you get 10 credits for that term. And you take 4 classes per term. So imagine going from August to December as your term. You can get 40 credits if you pass all your classes. 2 terms per school year. So starting in January till the end of May is the second term. So you can get 80 credits every single year at Chavez. So that's 320 credits. Or if you say, oh, I could also take some college classes, you can mix it up, take some college classes for Delta. You can have late start or early release. Those are some advantages of making sure that you get your credits done ahead of time. So the total requirements for graduation is 230 credits. So that is your goal. You have more than enough time and credits to get that done, but you got to make sure you're organized, got to make sure to pass your classes. That's the biggest thing that I can push for as a freshman. Make sure you get your classes passed. So those are the requirements. I'm going to pass it on to Ms. Roberts.
Hi, good evening. All right, so let's take a look at the classes that are required for graduation, for earning that high school diploma, okay? In this slide here, you're gonna see these are what we consider our core classes. So 4 years of English, so this is over the 4 years of your high school career, right? So 4 years of English, 1 per year, 3 years of math. You must pass Algebra 1. So all freshmen start in Algebra 1, which is a state requirement. And then from there, you would move to Algebra 2, then Geometry. And if you're brave, just kidding. But if you want to be competitive for the college level, then you want to take classes like Pre-Calculus or Statistics. Okay. Then there's 3 years of Science. Currently, all of our freshmen start with biology, and then move to physics and then chemistry. But we're also looking at adding some more science classes. In fact, next year we're thinking about offering environmental science as an elective. And then there's 3 years of history. So freshmen don't start with a history course. It actually starts your sophomore year. And that's when you take world history. And then juniors will take US history, and then seniors have government and economics. So these are just your core classes that are required for graduation. Okay, so kind of the fun stuff, but they are required courses, right? We have 2 years of PE that's required. All freshmen take a PE 1. After that, you pass your freshman PE, then this whole world of other types of physical education classes open up for you. Many of our students love to continue in PE and take PE 2, or they pick up other classes like dance, body improvement, and weight training, okay? And then there's 2 years of foreign language. So what we offer here is we have Spanish, we have French, and Chinese. 1 year of a visual or performing arts. Oh my gosh, there's so many to choose from. There's art classes, there's drama, mariachi, various band types of classes, instrument repair. We have choir courses. I think I'm probably leaving out a whole nother handful of them. And then there's 1 year of a college prep elective, which includes all of the courses that I've mentioned, plus so many more, including CTE classes that we're going to talk about here in a little while. But we're talking about all kinds of classes like graphic art design. We have business skills courses, biomedical classes, engineering classes, robotics design, law, and I can just go on and on. Okay. And then additional 40 elective credits, including all those courses that I've mentioned. Plus, if you want to continue advancing, you know, in math classes or science classes, then you can continue to also take even more core classes to make yourself competitive for getting into college. Okay, so A through G requirements. You're going to hear A through G requirements kind of tossed around quite a bit, that, you know, it's kind of a counselor's language, or your teachers are always saying, well, let's just make sure, you know, that class is A through G, or are you meeting your A through G requirements? And basically that just means these are courses that we offer here. Most of our courses that we offer here already fall under A through G. And these are courses that help to prepare you to be college ready. These are courses that are classes that are needed to be eligible to enter a state university like a CSU, California State University, or a UC school, the University of California. And so don't stress out about it so much, because like I said, many of our courses here are already A through G. They meet the A through G requirements. So I think the message really is, when it comes to your classes, is just make sure that you're passing all of your classes with a C or better, because that's what gets you eligible. And that's what counts as a completion for A through G to get you into being eligible for college classes. Okay, so I think that's it. And if I didn't introduce myself, sorry, it's Linda Roberts, one of the assistant principals. Welcome.
Good evening. My name's Miss Pearl. I'm one of the counselors. I'm for the alphabet of A through CA. So if your last name is that, then I will be your counselor. So thank you for coming tonight. I have 2 slides to talk to you about, but one topic altogether. And this is what we call the CTE pathways. CTE stands for Career Technical Education. And it's kind of the new way that schools are doing things. It a little bit reminds me of the old ROP programs, but without going off campus. Instead, now they get to learn a lot of the skills right there in the classroom. And so the teachers that are CTE teachers have worked in the private sector for 3 years or more, which qualifies them for the CTE teaching credential. So they've actually got that real world experience that everybody likes to hear about. You know, it's always fun to hear from your engineering teacher who has worked as an engineer. So we have a lot of pathways. It's probably, I think, one of our most fun parts. We've got engineering, we've got robotics, graphic design. So that's with the computers, web making, designing things on there. We've got business. Business is always a popular topic. We try to push the freshmen and make them wait until sophomore year to take business, but otherwise we have that. Dance, we have health. And by the way, most of these have anywhere from 2 to 4 classes altogether. So you start out with the first class, you pass it, you go on to the second one, the third, and they are taken in order. We have careers in education. So if you want to hear about the world of education and how that works. Stagecraft is a class where when performances are put on, they are the ones who would prepare the stages. Videography, business. We have a fun one through public safety. We have 2 different pathways. Instrument repair. So if you've played an instrument repair and you're interested in learning how to fix them, the district uses our school and others to do that. And then mariachi as well. So we just had our CTE Showcase Extravaganza, which was really cool. There is a recording of it. If you go to the CTE webpage at the link right there, you can watch it. It's 2 hours long, but I promise you, you'll actually really enjoy it. It's very good. And it goes through all of our CTE programs. The teachers touch on what they do and their goals for the students. And so I haven't finished it yet, but I started watching it today and I have to say it's really good. So we encourage students to sign up for CTE classes.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Gann. I'm one of the assistant principals here at Chavez as well. And one of the great things about high school are all the options that you have in regards to your own personal interest for classes. So coming from the elementary world myself, I didn't realize how many different programs there were in high school until I came to Chavez. But as you can see here, we have an extended list of electives in addition to the CTE pathways. So if you're into school leadership, you want to be active in the school, you want to get involved with student government, be involved in some of the decision-making that happens on campus, you can join school leadership. We have our PLUS program, which is Peer Leaders Uniting Students. And they're also a different leadership program, but they focus more on school climate and culture. So if you're into building connectiveness with other students. Journalism, if you're into writing, you can participate with our school newspaper, The Oracle. So journalism is another one for you. Yearbook, if you want to partake in building our yearbook for the school. We have 3 foreign languages. We have Spanish, French, Chinese, tons of visual arts, performing arts, and different physical fitness electives as well.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Mrs. Kleinert. I usually go by Mrs. K because nobody can pronounce my last name, but that's fine. I am the choir teacher at Chavez High School, and I'm here to tell you about our visual and performing arts. So I am the choir teacher. So anything you see on this list with choir in the title, that is classes that I teach. And going back to what Ms. Roberts said about A through G, the classes that you see on this slide fulfill the F requirement. So these are a lot of different ways that you can fulfill them. So if you want to get creative, we have art, we have visual arts, which are our 3 levels of art classes. And almost all the classes on this list have different levels starting from beginning. And then for some, there's an intermediate level as well. And then usually go up to advanced. And then there's even some that go a little bit above that advanced level and they're very auditioned selective classes. And several of the classes on this list also have the CTE option, which is kind of exciting because in the performing arts CTE classes, you have the option to graduate with a certification, which in some cases means you can get a job in that area immediately after high school. I know in our stagecraft department, you can get various certifications in lighting and a few others. To be very honest, I'm not even sure Mr. Qualls could talk better, but lighting, and then there's a computer program that they use backstage that you can get certified in. And there are various internships around here that I know students have gotten hired to working with theaters and things like that. So lots of different options. If you want to play an instrument, we have band, marching band, orchestra, jazz band, mariachi. If you like to dance, we have 2 different dance classes. We have a CTE and a non-CTE pathway. If you like to sing, I have beginning choir, show choir, and jazz choir. If you like to perform on stage, we have drama, and we also have art classes. And if you are interested in band, there is the Band Boosters program that is a parent organization that helps support our various bands and really the overall performing arts department on campus. So if that is something you are interested in, I will put my email in the chat box and you can shoot me some questions. And then whenever you have access to these slides, if you'd like more details, there is a link at the bottom that will take you to a Google Doc that has more detailed descriptions on all of these programs. So nice to meet you all. I hope to have you in some of my classes. And again, my name is Mrs. Kleinert.
Good evening, Future Titans. I'm Mrs. Marino. I am counselor and my caseload is students' last name SH through Z. So if you fall in that category, I will be your counselor. I'm going to talk to you about some of our educational programs here at Chavez. We have AVID. Some of you may have done AVID in elementary school, advancement via individual determination. Mr. Cox is going to talk about that in a couple slides, so I won't talk about that too much. Skills USA. Skills USA is the competition component of our CTE classes. So you might build something in a class and then go and take it into competition. And it goes from the local to the state to the national level. And we've had kids go all the way. So it's a really exciting program. We have AP courses. Those are advanced placement courses. So these classes, you take the class and then you'll take an advanced placement test. If you pass the test with a certain score, then you can take off one of your, it can count for one of your college classes. So if you take AP English Lit, you would not have to take one of your English classes in college. We have MESA, which is Math, Engineering, Science Achievement. So that's for the students that are interested in those fields. And there's also a component, competition component to MESA. We have honors courses. Those are more rigorous than the regular courses. And honors courses, AP courses, and Delta College courses, all of those courses you would get an extra bump in your GPA. So you know how students might have 4.2, 4.3 GPA. That's because they took the AP classes, the honors and the Delta classes to help on with their college applications. The last thing I'm going to talk about is Delta classes. And we have a really great Delta program here at Chavez. I think the next slide talks about, there we go. So you can take Delta classes here at Chavez and they're with Delta professors. You sign up as a Delta student and you can earn your AA degree with your high school diploma. We actually had one student do that last year, so that was pretty exciting. That's been our goal to kind of go that way. And these classes, like if you take English 1A, that can count as your 12th grade English. History 17A counts as US history your junior year. And then the other classes count as electives. So we have a lot of different choices for Delta classes. The tuition and textbooks are free. You register, we help you register at Chavez. And only Chavez students are in these classes. So they're just a group of our students. So it's really exciting that you can get, you know, all your AA, or you can get 1 year of college done while you're still in high school. So we're always excited about that. And Mr. Cox for Avid.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jay Cox. I'm the Avid Site Coordinator here at Chavez High School. I also am currently teaching Avid 12, as well as I'm the yearbook advisor. So if you have questions about yearbook, you can talk to me too. Avid stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. It's a series of classes. It's actually a 4-year elective. When you come in as a freshman, we're going to try, if you join Avid, we're going to try to hold you for 4 years, because the Avid elective system has been proven to help students get better prepared for the college experience. So if your family is considering college as a potential path for you, we're interested in helping you get there in Avid. The type of students that we're traditionally looking for there are students from ethnicities that are typically underserved in colleges, first generation college students, students who have different obstacles that they're trying to overcome. We're typically looking for a student who has between a 2.0 and a 3.5 GPA, who just needs that extra little push and support to do better and to achieve their goal. And most importantly, we're looking for students who want to develop grit and persistence and move towards a college path. Within the Avid program, we provide students with tutorial options. We actually bring college students onto campus to help tutor our students. We do a lot of college awareness work. We will go on college field trips when we're allowed to travel again. In the meantime, we've been taking virtual college tours. We do financial aid and scholarship preparation. This year with my seniors, I was working with them to get their FAFSAs done so that they can unlock federal student aid money. And almost every day I'm throwing out another scholarship opportunity to them. We also help develop time management and organizational skills, as well as teaching some of the key tips and tricks to study habits and developing good quality study habits. And so that's what the Avid program is all about. We also tend to become a family, because a lot of our teachers, or some of our teachers, I should say, will loop with their students. So you may have the same Avid teacher for your freshman and your sophomore and your junior and your senior year. So you'll get to know them real well and enjoy that process. There is a video that Mr. Gann or Dr. Gann is going to play for you guys now.
Hi, my name is Nayeli Contreras. I've been in Avid for 2 years now. I'd say that Avid has helped me stay on top of my work, on top of my schoolwork. I was already a pretty neat person before joining, but I'd say that actually joining helped me just stay better organized, better prepared. It also, if I ever need help on my homework or a class that I don't really understand, I can easily get help through Avid. So I would recommend it to anyone who just needs like an extra push to do their work, or they need extra motivation. Also, Avid has really helped me better prepare for college for things that I didn't even know I would need to prepare for. So if you're just looking for extra help, encouragement or motivation, Avid is really good for that. Also, my favorite parts about Avid just have to be when the whole class comes together and we work on an assignment, or we just have class discussions. They're always pretty fun and interesting. So yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Athena Vega and I'm a senior at Cesar Chavez High School, and I'm also an Avid. So before Avid, I didn't really know much about the A through G requirements. I didn't know what they were, why they were important, or how it would benefit me. I also didn't know the importance of community service and the importance of staying involved at school. And I also didn't know much about colleges and the different types of colleges, or if not college, the different things that you can do after high school. For me personally, the best part of Avid was getting to go on field trips to visit different college campuses that I may be interested in. And also having our own counselor, as that did save plenty of time when you need to discuss like a class schedule change or anything else that may be important. And then I would recommend Avid just because it helps you stay informed on any deadlines or anything that you may need to know when being in high school, and it helps you become more prepared for college. And especially for senior year, it helps keep you on track regarding important deadlines like college applications and FAFSA.
Before Avid, I was incredibly lazy and I wasn't on top of my game when it came to class and couldn't really organize myself properly. And after Avid, I was able to become more organized, stay on top of my game, and finish all my classwork. The best part of Avid was meeting all these new people and becoming great friends with them and building a bond that I probably wouldn't have in a different class. And I would recommend Avid because it is an important part for college and it'll help you become prepared.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I've been in Avid for 3 years now, and I previously went to Valentine Payne Elementary. Before Avid, I didn't know what college looked like for me and how to even get there. After Avid, I now understand the steps that you need to take in order to transition from a high school lifestyle to a college one. The best part about Avid is doing assignments that will actually benefit you in the future, such as your personal insight questions, because you need them for your college and university applications. I would recommend Avid because it'll just keep you on track of everything and you'll understand the transitioning process from a high school to college, and it'll just look good on your transcript and your academic background.
Before taking Avid, I wasn't really organized with my academics and that I was not prepared for college at all. After taking Avid, I was much more organized and that I was more involved with the school and taking opportunities given to me. The best part of Avid would probably be making new friends and, creating bonds with people since it was a year-long class. The best part of Avid would probably be gaining more knowledge about college and meeting new people.
What's up? My name's Nathan. I just want to say that before Avid, I was like very, very, very unorganized. Everything was all over the place. Just like threw stuff at the bottom of the backpack and stuff. I didn't even have a binder, I think. After Avid, I would say that I'm very organized. I'm on my way to college next year, and a lot of that I can attest to being a part of Avid. It really helped me just get on top of all my stuff and just made me the best person I can be. The best part of Avid, I think, is just being able to interact with the Avid teachers because like they actually like really care and they will always be there for you. I would recommend Avid because it's honestly a great learning experience for anybody and it helps people with their organizational skills.
Hey guys, so my name's Alejandra, and before Avid, I didn't have like any organization skills whatsoever, and I had no idea what colleges looked at in a student or even in your application. And yeah, after Avid, I was able to focus on studying and managing my time accordingly. So like, also because I had sports after school, I really had to measure everything and figure out like how much time I had to do things. So yeah, the best part of Avid was just like discussing what's going on at school and how like the energy is, how the vibe is, and figuring out solutions for those problems. And I would definitely recommend Avid because it prepares you for the next chapter in your life.
So anyway, if you're interested in joining the Avid elective classes next year, there is an application process. The counselors do have the applications, the Google form applications with them now. And we are going to be pushing them out to the junior highs later this week and early next week. So those applications will be coming around. If you have any questions for me, I'm going to put my email in the chat and you guys can email me and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you so much.
Hey, you guys, I'm Guy Goodart. I'm the athletic director at the school. And I'm going to talk about athletics, which are the competitive sports that we do after school when we're playing against the other schools in town, or sometimes we do travel. This year, I think you guys might know it's all messed up with COVID going on, but the plan is hopefully to be back to normal next year. So on the screen, you can see typical how the seasons work. It's broken down into 3 different seasons, and you can play 1 sport per season. There is some overlap sometimes with the sports, and then there's also conditioning going on. But kind of the main idea is the fall sports is roughly August to November, and we're going to play those sports. Those are the ones that are going to be playing the games then. Winter's roughly the November season to February, and then spring is roughly from February to May. So those are the sports that we do offer. Like I said, you typically play 1 per season. There is sometimes during the fall season, some of the teams would be conditioning. So like right when school starts, you could possibly be conditioning for basketball, but the season actually doesn't happen until the winter time. And the same thing goes for the spring. So right when school starts, some of the conditioning happens. On the bottom, we do have some athletic boosters. It's a newer program that we're just starting up. One of our basketball coaches, Coach Mack, is the most involved in that. There's actually a website link that if anybody wants to be more interested in that. But a cool thing about the sports is, we have really good facilities at school. The plan is to still build a swimming pool. We don't have a swimming pool yet, but the plan is to get one. In the corner of the school, where the plan is to eventually get a baseball field built as well. We do have a baseball field, but just to try to get it updated. So we have good facilities, and we're trying to even improve upon that. They do not cost anything to play. The sports are free. One little caveat to that is cheer is something where the cheerleaders get the custom uniforms and keep them. So there is some cost to cheer. So that's just something to be mindful on. Cheer's a little different in that it's not governed by the CIF, which watches over all the sports. Can we go to the next one, the next slide? So here's essentially what's really going to be important for you guys to sign up for sports. We have a new program. It's called Family ID. This was the first year that we used it. And all this will be on our school webpage, and it's going to get you the link. We'll also put it on the social media pages, but this is where you're going to sign up for sports. And I'm going to ask you guys to look about May 1. No sports, I promise you, are going to start before that. And in May, the only sport that's going to be possible to start would be cheer. And again, the reason behind that is because the cheer is not a CIF sport. And cheerleading usually typically does start when you're in 8th grade for your freshman year, just because you got to get time to order that uniform. It's like I said, it's all custom fit. It takes some time to get. All the other sports, I shouldn't say all the other sports. There are some sports that are going to start in the summer with some kind of practice. But you can sign up as soon as you can. When we got that link up there to sign up in June 12th, this year is our last date to play sports for the 2021 season. So after that, like right after that, the next week, we're going to be starting for next year in the summer. I know that football is going to practice. I know basketball is going to practice, typically baseball practices. So we definitely are going to start something right there. The one thing you are going to have is a sports physical. When you sign up for Family ID, it's going to ask you for all this information, but one big thing you have to post on the page is a sports physical. I'm going to say, do not go run and get one right now. And the reason why is because it only lasts for 1 year. So you want to wait as close as you can to right before we start. So I'm going to suggest about June 1 is going to be a perfect date to start getting that physical, because you're going to want that if you want to get out to the summer practices. We will offer some free physicals at the school. So that's another thing to kind of just check out our school webpage or our information. When you hear that free physical, we do that at the health office. You do not have to get it at the school. You can go to your own personal doctor and bring them the form and post it on the Family ID. That will not be a problem. But like I said, don't want to go run and get it right now and say you play softball next year, because right when softball is starting next year, it has to run through the end of the season, which that season doesn't get over till roughly May. So you have to have it done. Essentially has to run through the whole season of sport that you want to do. So The one thing, if you are cheer, remember May 1, that's probably the time you're gonna have to get that information. For the other sports, June 1 is gonna be, pretty much the timeline. Hey, let's see what's gonna start roughly when. And after you sign up for Family ID, that's kind of when the coach has your information and the coach is gonna start sending stuff out to you. So I know in the past we kind of had, a list at the pre-reg if you had brothers or sisters and they signed up on the tables. It's all ran through this Family ID now, so you're going to get emails all the time. You're going to get updates, straight from the coaches from that Family ID. So it's a new thing, but it's going to get you a lot more information, a lot easier. So.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Callista Emmett, and I'm part of student government, and I will be your guys' next year ASB treasurer.
Hi, my name's Anu Ayers, and I'm also part of student government, and I'll be the ASB president next year.
Okay, so Chavez offers a great number of clubs and activities. So we have Mecha, BSU, we even have ones like origami, anime, Korean, Filipino club. And the nice thing is, if you can't find a club with your interest, you can start up a club of your own. All of our clubs are student ran. They do have an advisor, a teacher, or a staff member that looks over them, but this is completely a student ran type of activity. So with doing so, our clubs do this thing called Club Rush, and after school, all the clubs will be out there on the quad. You have the opportunity to look around and decide what clubs you'd want to join and or want to participate in. And then our clubs will do Throwdown, where they have the opportunity to sell food and fundraise money for their club. And a lot of our clubs participate in our multicultural assembly.
Yeah, and then if you are interested in kind of being in the background and organizing all the events, you can get involved in a plethora of different kind of activities and classes. So we have leadership and ASB, which are pretty much the same, but kind of different. And then we have Plus, which, like Mr. Gann said, takes a lot of the school social climate type tasks. And then also, exactly like Calista said, if you see a club that you really want to run and nobody has put in paperwork for it, you can run a club yourself. So those are some ways that you can get involved if you want to get involved on a higher level and start doing some organizing. Believe me, it's really hard work, but it's very worth it. And it opens up a lot of doors that you didn't know could be opened for you. And so if you're wondering what those would be like, they would, like I said, be a lot of planning and organizing, really good for people who like to speak, or really good for people who like to do like paperwork, for example. There's a lot of spots for you. And mainly it's just making sure that the students' social and emotional needs are met, respectively, but sometimes at the same time. So if you're interested in getting people involved and working together with others, highly suggest leadership, ASB, Plus, or becoming a club officer.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Mrs. Prieto, and I'm the counselor for students with the last name CE through GAR. So up next, we did course selection with counselors. We're going to be coming out to the school sites via Zoom to help students select the classes. Tonight will be open for questions and answers, provided with a Zoom link that you can log in, and we'll be happy to assist you if you have any additional questions. February 9th through the 19th is our 8th grade virtual pre-registration visit with Chavez, visiting all the feeder schools within our district. So today we started off with August School, and we met with the students there individually. In the next slide, we're going to go over how to register for classes through the Padlet video.
Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to choose classes for next school year using Student View. The first thing you're going to do is log in. Now, some of you may already know how to do this, but if you don't, on your quick links, there's a link for Student View. You're going to click that, And to log in, it's pretty simple. Your username is your ID number, and your password is your birth date. But it's the year first, then the month and date. So for this example, the ID number and username is 1234567. This person's birthday is July 31st, 2005. So their password is 2005-0731. Once you log in, you'll see your menu. About halfway down is this chart with a little icon of a person there. If you hover over that, it will say Course Request. This is the screen you need to select your courses. It looks like this. Some courses may already be there because pretty much everybody in your grade takes these courses. For example, for 9th grade, we have English, Algebra, and PE. Your counselors will tell you how many courses you have to take, and so that's the number of course requests you'll need. To select your courses, click here to change course requests. That screen will look like this. So those courses that were already there are here, and you can see how many you have. So let's say you're interested in taking art. You're going to look at the pre-reg form that the counselors show you, and it was going to have course titles and ID numbers. And you can look up your courses with either. If you want art, you're going to type in art, and it'll bring up Part 1. The other thing you could do is type in 2620000, because that's what you see on the pre-reg form, and it's going to show you Art 1. Add the request, and it's going to put it up into the schedule above. Again, you're going to do this for however many courses you need based on what school you go to. We also ask that you pick alternates. These are used in case the elective you chose is not offered or is full. So let's say you really would like art, but if you couldn't get art, you'd be willing to take drama. So you're going to find the number for drama here, and you're going to add it. Okay, but I just made a mistake. I made drama part of my regular schedule, and I wanted it as an alternate. All I have to do is click remove, and back to the line that says drama 1, add to alternate. Now, depending on your school, you may need 2 alternates, maybe more. Again, the counselor will let you know. And once you have the correct number of requests and the correct number of alternates, let the counselor know, and you'll be all done. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Bowen, and I'm school counselor for last names LI through OS. And at this time, you guys will be getting Zoom links to go to question and answer sessions with us, depending on who your counselor will be. And then there will be a special breakout room or a Zoom link for special ed with Dr. Gann and 2 of the special ed teachers. So here's the breakout sessions. You'll just click on the Zoom link of the corresponding last name that your student has. And we'll see you in there in just a minute. Thank you.
You guys keep an eye on the chat. The Zoom links and the meeting IDs will be pasted into the chat.
It says that I have to leave to do my Zoom. So okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So we'll leave the chat open for a couple minutes so you guys can go ahead and find those links to click on them. If you're going to be joining the special ed Zoom link, you'll have to wait an extra couple minutes and then that one will be opened up. So again, refer back to the chat box, please, and then you guys will see all the Zoom links and the meeting IDs and passwords that you'll need, and we'll keep that open for another couple minutes.